This isn't just a coin, it's a piece of the past, a hidden treasure now worth thousands. I'm John, and you're watching Profit Show YouTube channel, where every coin tells a story, and maybe, just maybe, you already own one that's worth a fortune. Watch till the end, because I'll reveal a secret that only real collectors know. Every now and then, a story emerges from the world of numismatics, coin collecting, that sounds almost too incredible to believe. Yet sometimes, truth truly is more amazing than fiction. Among the tales that have captured the imagination of collectors and treasure hunters alike, none is quite as sensational as the story of the 1999 D-Mint Mark $quarter coin, a seemingly ordinary piece of pocket change that under the right circumstances can be worth millions of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. A single quarter, just 25 cents by face value, with a market value that could buy you a home, a luxury car, or even secure your financial future. So what exactly makes this coin so exceptional? Why has the humble 1999 D Delaware State Quarter skyrocketed to such unprecedented value? Let's turn the clock back to the late 1990s. It was an era of innovation and anticipation, especially for the U.S. Mint. In 1999, the government launched one of its most ambitious and beloved programs, the 50 State Quarters Initiative. It was a celebration of America, every state honored with its own specially designed quarter, released over a span of 10 years. Collectors, families, and children across the country eagerly awaited each new release, turning everyday pocket change into a national treasure hunt. The very first state featured in this program was Delaware, and the 1999 quarters bearing its name immediately found their way into the hands, jars, and collections of millions. The Delaware State Quarter stood out for its bold depiction of Caesar Rodney, a hero of the American Revolution, depicted in mid-gallop on horseback. His ride, through storm and night, to cast the decisive vote for American independence is the stuff of legend, the perfect image for the very first state and the inaugural coin of this massive program. But as the coins rolled off the presses at various U.S. Mint locations, most being stamped with the P for Philadelphia or the D for Denver, nobody suspected that a mystery was about to unfold. Among the millions of quarters minted at the Denver facility and marked with a telltale D, a select few were destined for a different fate entirely. A rare minting error occurred, an error known to collectors as a double die obverse. To understand its significance, let's briefly explain what this means. In the minting process, each coin receives its design from a hardened metal die, which strikes a blank planchette with tremendous force. If, during the creation of the die, the engraving process isn't perfectly aligned, it results in a doubling of the design elements, words, numbers, and even part of the image. Most times, such errors are faint, small imperfections barely noticeable without magnification. But that was not the case for some 1999 D Delaware quarters. The doubling on their obverses, or front faces, is so pronounced that, to a trained eye, it's almost as if the text and image are shadowed or mirrored, an unmistakable anomaly. Collectors know to look first and foremost at the word Liberty and the date 1999, where the doubling is often clearest. Even George Washington's profile may take on a subtly ghosted, blurry quality, the lines less crisp and more doubled than on a perfect quarter. The existence of this rare error remained largely unknown for years. Most of these double die quarters slipped quietly into circulation, mingling with ordinary coins, their secret undetected by millions of hands exchanging quarters for groceries, gas, or arcade games. But for those lucky enough to spot the error, the reward is staggering. Experts estimate that only a few prime examples of the 1999 D double die Delaware quarter have survived in pristine, mint state condition. That rarity, combined with the feverish interest in error coins among collectors, has driven their value sky high. How high, you may ask? At auction, a single 1999 D Delaware State Quarter with the double die obverse, certified as a flawless or near-flawless specimen, has fetched over $1.5 million. Imagine the astonishment of holding in your hand a coin you once thought was worth 25 cents, discovering it could pay off your mortgage or fund your wildest dreams. Of course, not every 1999 D quarter from Delaware is this valuable. The overwhelming majority are standard issue, worth only their face value. But the pursuit, the possibility, electrifies the imagination. It's like striking gold in your pocket change. And for those with an eye for detail and a touch of luck, the dream of finding such a treasure is alive and well. So, how can you determine if you have one of these extraordinary coins? Start by checking your coin's date and mint mark. Focus on quarters with the D mint mark, minted in Denver from 1999. With a magnifying glass, or ideally a low-power microscope, examine the word Liberty and the numbers forming the year. Look for evidence of clear, distinct doubling, as if the letters or digits have a shadow or second impression behind them. The error tends to be most obvious on these details. The portrait of Washington, too, may appear subtly doubled or blurred around the outlines. If you happen upon what looks like a double die error, don't rush to spend it or even to sell it right away. Consider contacting an expert coin dealer or professional grading service, someone with the expertise to verify authenticity and assess its condition. The grading process is crucial, as only coins in exceptional state yield those record-breaking values. The fabulous tale of the 1999 D Delaware quarter comes down to more than just money. It's about history, chance, and the thrill of discovering something extraordinary where you least expect it, right in your own pocket. Every state quarter tells a story, but this one, the rare 1999 D double die quarter, tells a story of mystery and unimaginable luck. So, take a moment to check that loose change. The coins jingling in your purse or waiting patiently in your car's cup holder, they may just be hiding a fortune. And if you do discover one of these fabled coins, remember, you're not just holding a piece of metal. You're holding a legend, a once-in-a-lifetime artifact, a true piece of American history. Keep searching, keep dreaming, and who knows, the next great treasure might be right within your grasp. Coins, an endlessly fascinating pursuit. Let's dive deeper into why the 1995 no mint mark Washington quarter holds its place among the most coveted pieces in numismatic history, uncovering the intricate dance of accident, scarcity, and human fascination that makes this small piece of metal the stuff dreams and fortunes are made of. At first glance, the unassuming quarter in your hand might seem indistinguishable from the billions minted every year. It features the same dignified profile of George Washington, rendered with the precision first established by artist John Flanagan in 1932. Turn it over, and the reverse side still bears the stately heraldic eagle, wings outspread, a symbol of America's enduring spirit. And yet, on the 1995 no mint mark quarter, a crucial detail is missing. A tiny letter, the D that should appear beside the year, below Washington's iconic portrait, signaling its origins at the Denver Mint. Its absence transforms this ordinary coin into a rarity so spectacular that it has captivated veteran dealers and new hobbyists alike, each dreaming of stumbling upon it in their next handful of change. The story behind this anomaly starts not with intention, but with error, a singular moment in the vast machinery of the United States Mint where the usual process slipped. Mints use small, removable punches to stamp mint marks onto dies, differentiating coins struck in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. In 1995, a small number of quarters intended for Denver circulation bypassed this critical step. Whether the punch was simply forgotten or improperly installed, the result was a run of quarters struck without a mint mark at all. For collectors and historians, such mistakes are gold mines, providing a tangible connection to the human element behind every coin, reminding us that even in the age of industrial precision, chance still plays a role. But why does a missing letter drive collectors to pay fortunes, sometimes as much as $1.3 million for a single quarter? The answer lies at the intersection of supply, demand, and storytelling. In the vast universe of coins, most will never be rarities. Billions are produced, passed from hand to hand, and eventually fade through the years without fanfare. Yet when a production error like the 1995 no mint mark occurs, something magical happens, an accidental scarcity. Only a handful of these coins were ever produced, and even fewer survive today in pristine, uncirculated condition. Such absolute rarity magnifies their value, especially as collectors, both amateur and professional, scramble to fill the gap in their collections. But it isn't just scarcity that makes the 1995 no mint mark quarter a prize. It's also the power of narrative. Every great collectible, from rare stamps to vintage baseball cards, tells a story, one of historical significance, industry, and sometimes sheer luck. For the 1995 quarter, its tale is of a minute oversight echoing across decades, creating a treasure hunt that spans the globe. Coins like this become talismans, carrying with them the collective hopes and passions of all those who dream of beating the odds. The $1 million auction price achieved by one such quarter only heightened the allure. What was once a rumor among coin aficionados suddenly became front-page news, prompting a rush of renewed interest as people everywhere checked their pockets and change jars. Social media buzzed with images and instructions, and hobbyist forums saw a surge in hopeful posts. Perhaps the single most thrilling aspect of this numismatic phenomenon is that the 1995 no-mint mark quarter could, theoretically, still be out there, forgotten in a cash drawer, sealed in a jar of old coins, waiting for someone with a sharp eye to notice its silent rarity. For anyone hoping to find such a quarter, knowledge is the first and most important tool. Mint marks on quarters are tiny, sometimes worn, sometimes faint, but almost always present. While Philadelphia minted coins from most years prior to 1980 lacked a mint mark, in 1995, only coins from Denver or San Francisco would have had one, and missed marks are nearly unheard of. Examine any 1995 quarter you encounter carefully. The area to check is to the right of Washington's ponytail, just above the year. If you find no mark at all, and the coin appears otherwise genuine and unaltered, you may have found a treasure beyond your wildest dreams. Of course, for every authentic error, there are counterfeits. The explosion in interest around rare mint error coins has led unscrupulous individuals to try to profit by altering or forging coins. If you believe you found a 1995 no mint mark quarter, don't leap to conclusions. Seek out reputable coin experts or professional grading services. Only a close examination by experts, using specialized tools to evaluate the coin's metal composition, strike characteristics, and history, can confirm authenticity. True rarities are carefully certified and encapsulated by trusted grading services, providing both buyers and sellers confidence in their legitimacy. Beyond the possibility of instant wealth, the 1995 no mint mark quarter serves as a powerful reminder of the larger world of coin collecting. To collect coins is to hold history in your hand, to feel the legacy of generations, the changing face of leadership, the evolving artistry and technology of a nation. Each coin narrates its own story of the world in which it was minted, the hands in which it's traveled, and, in rare cases, the fateful moments that make it unique. Coin collecting is not just about value, it's about learning. It will teach you about the process by which coins are made, about the people honored on their faces, about the art and science behind currency. It opens the door to a community of enthusiasts, each eager to share tips, history, and discoveries. And as stories like the 1995 no mint mark quarter show, even the smallest object can be the conduit to excitement, learning, and sometimes a fortune. So, the next time you empty your pockets or sort your change at the end of a long day, look a little closer. Every quarter tells a story, but a precious few, like the hallowed 1995 no mint mark, carry within them the potential to change a life forever. The thrill of discovery remains alive in every handful of coins, reminding us that sometimes greatness lies in the smallest details, and possibility hides in plain sight. Everyday life is full of small discoveries, an unexpectedly perfect morning, a found photograph tucked into a book, or perhaps the glint of metal at the bottom of your change jar. Yet, what if among the most familiar objects, you discovered something extraordinary? What if a simple quarter, dated 1996 and bearing a modest P beneath the bust of George Washington, could be the key to a fortune, a hidden masterpiece worth more than $1 million? Today, we're embarking on a journey through time and value, exploring the mystique, allure, and history behind one such coin, the 1996 P mint mark Washington quarter. On the surface, it looks no different from countless others, an everyday companion, jostling for room among your groceries and receipts. But behind its humble appearance lies a story teeming with curiosity, serendipity, and the feverish pursuit of collectors around the world. Let us begin by understanding the origins. The Washington Quarter series began in 1932, a tribute to the nation's first president, and has continued to roll out from the presses of various U.S. mints ever since. The obverse bears John Flanagan's classic portrait of Washington, stoic and dignified, a design nearly unchanged through decades, spanning wars, economic upheavals, and the steady progress of everyday American life. Fast forward to the bustling year of 1996. America was on the verge of technological surge, and yet the quarter in your hand owed much to its history. That year, the Philadelphia Mint, denoted by a small P mint mark, contributed to the vast output of quarters that kept vending machines humming and cash registers replenished. Millions upon millions were struck, each flung into circulation with little fanfare, destined for pockets, purses, and most likely, steady wear. At first, nothing seemed remarkable about the 1996 Philadelphia quarter. It passed from hand to hand, paid in change for coffee, slipped into parking meters, buried in children's piggy banks, traveling under the radar of numismatic notoriety. But decades later, the landscape began to shift. Savvy collectors, ever alert for anomalies and hidden gems, noticed something peculiar. As they traded and tallied, they found that while 1996 P quarters were not exceedingly rare in mere existence, finding one still shimmering with pristine brilliance was a grail-worthy feat. Time, as it does, takes its toll. Most coins bear the evidence, edges nicked, faces dulled, inscriptions blurred. It's a gentle erosion wrought by thousands of exchanges and miles of travel. And yet, a handful of 1996 P quarters somehow sidestepped the rigors of circulation, retaining their original radiant mint luster. These few, possessing an unblemished finish, became the objects of fevered searches and bidding wars, each one scrutinized for perfection. But what sets the rarest specimens apart is not merely their condition, but an elusive quality, a near-mythic strike, reminiscent of proof coins reserved for collectors. Minted with such care and crispness, these coins feature razor-sharp details, clean fields, and brilliant surfaces. When found, they are sent to professional grading services like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC. Collectors pray for the highest possible grade, MS67, or even higher. For context, coin grading is a meticulous science. Coins are ranked from 1 to 70, with MS meaning mint state, reserved for coins that show no signs of wear. A grade of 67 or higher denotes a piece of remarkable quality, the ultimate survivor of age and attrition. Statistically, only a minuscule fraction of all quarters ever minted achieve this status. The 1996 P quarter, with its overwhelming tide of pedestrian brethren, is especially unlikely to survive in such condition. In recent years, news spread like wildfire among numismatists and everyday enthusiasts alike. A handful of these 1996 Philadelphia quarters, certified at the lofty MS67 and above, stunned the market by commanding prices into the 6 and even 7-figure range. One such example reportedly fetched as much as $1.2 million at auction, a breathtaking transaction that reverberated through the world of coin collecting. For a coin that once shared the cup holder with loose change and lint, its transformation into $1 million treasure is the stuff of legend. Naturally, such tales provoke the question, could I have such a coin? The answer, inviting both hope and diligence, is a resounding possibly. But what does it take to identify one of these potential windfalls? Start with the details. The 1996 P quarter will display its P mint mark on the obverse, just to the right of Washington's neck. But that's only the beginning. From there, examine the coin in strong, natural light. Look for a complete absence of wear, the slightest flattening on Washington's hair, the faintest smoothing of the eagle's feathers on the reverse, or even a softening of the reeded edge, all detract from value. The fields, or flat parts of the coin, that should be unmarred, shining, reflective, and free from distracting scratches or nicks. Next, check the color. An original coin will gleam with the subtle silver shine of copper-nickel alloy, no discoloration, spots, or haze. The strike should be bold. All the fine details in Washington's hair and the eagle's wings must be crisp, not mushy. Even so-called bag marks, small nicks from handling or transport, can slightly lower a coin's score in the eyes of graders. If your coin passes this scrutiny, the next step is expert certification. Reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC will examine and certify the coin, assigning it a grade, encapsulating it for protection, and registering it in their database. Coins that emerge from this process at MS67 or above enter a realm of rarity so extreme that their owners join the ranks of elite collectors, and their coins become the centerpiece of stories whispered across trading floors. dinner tables, and collector conventions. But how do such coins remain in this pristine state, decades after mintage? Theories abound. Some may have escaped the automated counting and bagging machines that rough up even new coins. Others might have been pulled aside at the mint by employees or received unnoticed in rolls kept as souvenirs or investments. Occasionally, entire rolls are squirreled away in forgotten drawers for years, only to be rediscovered in estates or by aspiring treasure hunters. Regardless of their journey, the market for ultra-high-grade coins is intense and highly competitive. Major auction houses regularly field phone lines and online bidding for these rarefied pieces. Some of the best-preserved 1996 P quarters have exchanged hands for immense sums, a testament both to their rarity and to the passion of the numismatic community. If you are lucky enough to stumble across a pristine 1996 P quarter, perhaps tucked in an old piggy bank or tucked between couch cushions, don't dismiss it as ordinary. Carefully inspect, protect, and if warranted, submit it for grading. You could be on the threshold of an incredible windfall. Yet the broader story of the 1996 P quarter is about more than just money. It reminds us of the hidden histories contained in objects we touch every day, the intersection of chance and attention that can yield remarkable discoveries. Coins, after all, are witnesses, silent companions to the story of our nation and its people. They pass from hand to hand, survive recessions and celebrations, overlooked by millions, until one day their true worth is recognized. Collecting begins with curiosity, but it endures because of stories, of finders and keepers, hunters and hoarders, of those few who see magic amid the mundane. The allure of the 1996 P quarter is not only its price tag, but the possibility that something remarkable is hiding in plain sight. So the next time you receive change, scan your quarters for the smallest details. Maybe you'll spot not just the P mint mark, but the immaculate surfaces of an unknown masterpiece. Inspect it for brilliance, for clarity, for the signs that set $1 million coin apart from its everyday neighbors. And if you think you found one, consult a reputable coin expert or grading service. Fortune may favor your diligence. Remember, rare coins like the 1996 P quarter remind us to look closer, to cherish history, and to embrace the thrill of discovery. Whether you are a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, always treat your finds with care. Secure your coins in acid-free holders, store them away from humidity and sunlight, and consider professional grading for your prized pieces. The market for rare coins has exploded, driven both by nostalgia and the enduring temptation of finding treasure where you least expect it. The 1996 P Mint Mark quarters story, from ordinary spender to multi-million-dollar sensation, is proof that everyday objects may hold value beyond price. So keep searching, keep learning, and keep your eyes open. Your next great discovery could be in the change rattling in your pocket right now.